What's up guys, Matt here from DCL Blogger, or should I say the Metakey. I struggle to think which hat I'm wearing and when, but guys, today we just released news of our virtual world called New Ganymede. Now, I'm not sure who's seen it, who hasn't, but if you haven't, take a look. It's on my Twitter. It has 6,000 views already. Basically, it's our virtual space where we will be able to take in your Metacrews, your Metakey. I'm gonna put the music up. Got a good vibe to it, doesn't it? But yeah, basically it's our virtual world where you'll be able to take in your Metakey assets, and they will give you functionality. And the reason why we went ahead and made something like this is because we did want to build in DCL, Decentraland, and we did want to build in the sandbox, and we will go build there. But I feel like we need our own space to customize the way we want it customized. And it's very difficult to get someone like Sandbox to say, hey, all right, we will accept Decentraland assets or the wearables that you get in Decentraland. All right, cool. We will use them in. It's very difficult to get these virtual worlds to talk to each other. But what if we became sort of the central bridge? Not a competitive one, but a supplementary bridge where we were an experience layer where you can go in here and do quests, you can go in here and do meetups, you can go in here and forge items, and the items that you get in Sandbox or Decentraland, we can go get partnerships from them and say, hey, let's build functionality and wearables so that when you get a Decentraland wearable dropped to you and it's from the Metakey, then you can bring it in here and it'll work in New Ganymede. Or if we build something in New Ganymede, then it'll go work in those virtual spaces. And probably one of the most exciting parts that I'm stoked to roll out is cross metaverse quests. So for example, imagine you are doing a quest within our New Ganymede world, but imagine if that quest portals you out to Decentraland, where suddenly you have to go to our HQ and do something there, or you have to go to the sandbox and beat a monster. And do a storyline quest over there. So side quests, main quests, what we're trying to do is utilize different projects and connect them into the one experience. And I think that's what's missing in the space, that people are sort of building their own projects and their own stories, but not really looking at what else others have built and sort of connecting with them. I hope to be one of those projects where we do that. Who knows, maybe we'll get so involved in building our own thing out that we may not focus on that for a while, but that is the intention. The intention is to look at who else is building and whatever brands or projects that we work with, then we sort of connect other experiences and we build this sort of true metaverse thing where you can seamlessly go to different places and spaces and do things. It doesn't really matter which world you're in, right? It doesn't matter if you're in New Ganymede or Webaverse or the other side or wherever it is. It shouldn't matter. It just should matter where your people want to go and where the quest or the event is, and you should just go and do it based on the aesthetics and experience that you enjoy. So yeah, that is our idea with the questing. And land, yes, there will be some form of land component. Now, what we're thinking is an interesting idea is, what if you could get a land from OnCyber and build it on OnCyber, but deploy it within our world, right? We're looking at all these possibilities. Do we go ahead and do a land sale? I don't know, because a land sale means that we have to build our own SDK where people can build their own land, and that takes another long time. Axie Infinity took 2 years to, now they've rolled out footage of the land gameplay. I'm not sure if people can play on their land yet, but it took a long time for them to even develop that. So each component that we adds another couple of years to the timeline. The question is, what do we do now, and what do we focus on, and what do we roll out? And with land, we're currently thinking deployability. Like, people want customizability, they want to deploy that somewhere within our space, so we may have an area where it's custom housing. So yeah, everything's on the table. Nothing's off the table. Everything can be done in a way. We're just learning and going ahead, and whatever feedback we get from the community, if you guys want a freaking tower defense game. And here's another thing, right? This hub will take about 8 months to a year to develop. And that's, again, I hesitate giving timelines. I'm giving this anyway. Let's see what happens. Don't kill me if that timeline gets pushed back a bit. It probably will. So I'm just going to preface this by saying it probably will get pushed back a bit. But what we build in the next 8 to 9 months, we're going to have the mechanics of all the assets where you can go ahead and swing your sword and hit monsters and then gameplay mechanics, etc. Once we've built that, we can really bust out games and full-blown out experiences in every 3 to 6 months. So we can build a whole new tower defense game. We can build a whole new shooting game, a whole new car racing game, right? We can build these once we have the assets, the 3D models and everything already done. So this is the beauty of what we're doing right now, is once we do the initial stage, we should be able to expand that with different mini games and different universe themed games once the first 8 to 10 months worth of building is done. So just sharing some thoughts, guys, because you know, there's more. It's very difficult to convey this all on a Twitter thread, so just sharing this on a YouTube video. So that is the reason why we went ahead and built our own one. And you know, we're big gamers. We love quests. We love stories. So having our own customizability, I think, is a big deal. Now, what we have shown. So what we've shown right now is me basically rushing the team and saying, "Hey guys, let's put out a trailer ASAP." And then basically them telling me, "Matty, this can look 10 times better if we just have another 1 or 2 months on it." But you know, the crypto space is the crypto space. And I feel like we need to showcase what we're doing. So I'm not sure if I was right on getting the team to show this ASAP, but I feel like we needed something out there. But basically, whatever you guys are seeing right now, I'm telling you, this world, the space that we're building is going to be miles better when we release it. Probably later at the end of the year. I hate putting timelines on things because things keep getting pushed back. Always. I know about the NFT space. If there's one thing I know, is that product development takes a long time. And like Decentraland took 3 years to come out. Sandbox is not even out yet, and it's been 4 years, and it's not public yet. It takes years to build something out. So I want to say that there's going to be a beta or something you can test in this year. Let's see how we go. But anyway, guys, so this came out. This is the Metakey. So what does this mean for the Metakeys? Well, yeah, like I said, you'll be able to use your Metakeys within our world to get special access or to get airdrops, to get certain things. And if you've been here with the Metakey from the start, you know that Metakeys are the items that are core to the project. The project is called the Metakey because our idea is you're going to get a key and that will connect to different apps and experiences across the Web3 world, whether it be a DeFi platform or a staking platform or a course database, or whether it be games in Decentraland or the Sandbox or whatever it is, we're integrating the key wherever we can. That's been the premise. Now, with our most recent edition, which was the Metakey Edition 4, now the reason why this one's 0.26 ETH and the other ones are much more expensive is because these were dropped before this, and there's much less supply of these three than there is this. For example, there's 500 of these, there's 750 of these, there's 1,000 of these, then there's 7,500 of these. So this was our most recent sort of really big public drop. And it was supposed to be at a price where we can get more people in and be like a quantity play, right? We want more people into our ecosystem. If we just have 1,000 people into our ecosystem, we can't grow a project. So if you were part of the Metakey, then you would know that what we did was, if you owned a Metakey, any of these Metakeys, you could free claim a Metacrew. So we made an NFT project called the Metacrew. We made it free to claim. So people could come in here and claim this for free if you had a Metakey. So we took a Metakey snapshot, and every Metakey owner got to claim this for free. Obviously, they had to pay gas. And, people were selling them at 0.05, 0.01, and these will be heavily integrated into New Ganymede. So just as you can see your identity and who your character will be as you play as that character, it'll be the avatar that you see. So eventually there'll be thousands and thousands of players in this playing simultaneously, maybe in the same server or multiple servers, but it's going to be epic, right? So Metakey and our avatars, the Metacrew, will have mass functionality within our world, and we're going to keep building it out. Now, I can go through this thread, but I'll let you guys read it. But the Metakey, Metacrews or Metakeys don't stop at New Ganymede. As you guys know, we're integrating them in different worlds. So this is in Decentraland. You can take them. You can see in Sandbox, we built them. In World Wide Web, we have the building. We've got some wearable drops in Genies. So we're going to continue to integrate them in different ways. And if you are yet to figure out exactly what the full Metakey project is about, make sure you check out the metakey.com. It's a very big project. I mean, New Ganymede is big, but we are doing massive things outside of New Ganymede as well. Like we're doing massive virtual events. We will be running them in Decentraland in the sandbox. We have 500 lands in the sandbox. So we'll be building a ton of mini games in the sandbox. We got the Metakey course, which is our course database, which you'll be able to go in if you have a Metakey and learn anything Web3 related. Wearables, item drops. We've done stuff with the Australian Open. You can advertise using the Metakey in our virtual spaces and on our HQ and stuff. Merch drops. We got NFT Buzz or Radar, where we go through in the Discord. If you check out the Metakey and you have a Metakey, then you'll get, I think, 2 to 3 projects breakdown every single day by Pat, whose full-time role is to really look and hunt for NFT gems and share what he finds with the community. We had a whitelist for the CloneX drop. So, you know, with the Metakey, there's a ton you'll be able to do in the coming years. And we're going to keep building it out. So again, New Ganymede, if you really do zoom out, it's a very small part of the overall Metakey ecosystem, but it's a very important part, and it's going to sort of tie everything together. So take your time, check this whole thing. It's pretty long. It gives a very good breakdown of the Metakey project as a whole, and shows you all the stuff we've been up to. And also here's another breakdown on the New Ganymede and how it works. So as you can see, you got 2 different things. You got the Metakey and the avatars. We're also going to introduce eventually this passport system. So if you have a Metakey, a Metacrew, or a free pass, based on which passport you have, and we're thinking whether to make these a separate free claimable NFT, or if they're going to be an NFT that we airdrop, or if they're not going to be NFTs at all. But we think there's going to be a passport system, which is something that you hold, and as you go in Decentraland and Sandbox and you do a cross-metaverse quest, or any other virtual world that wants to partner up, if you do a cross-metaverse quest, you can gather points, and those points at the end of the day will be redeemable for items or tokens, or however we decide to incentivize that. So very, very big plans coming. And you know what, we just keep growing. So at the end of the day, it's hard to fathom how big of a project we're going to be, because when I launched exactly a year ago, had no intention to make our own games. We were going to plug into external games, and now here we go, we have our own game. I had no intention to have a full blown out course database, but we are going to have a course database. So how it works and how we will continue to evolve is what you see today. It's only going to get better. It's only going to get bigger. And a project of what we are today in the next 2 to 3 years is going to look completely different. So, hey, if you want to be part of a project that will continue to build and you want to just be along for the ride, then Metakey is for you. Not biased at all, as the founder and CEO of the Metakey. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you thought of the trailer video and the gameplay footage. If you think there's some things we can improve on, let me know. Open book. You know, I don't take any criticism to heart. At the end of the day, there are real opinions about a project, and we can only get better. My experience about being in the NFT space over the last 4 years is that you participate in the growth of a project from start to finish. If you are going to do that, excuse me, if you are going to participate in a project from start to finish, then you'll see it go from pretty much nothing and something pretty ugly to something showing traction to something freaking amazing, and you will realize that it takes a long time to build something of substance that's really, really good. Yeah, again, I remember the Sandbox. There was not even a freaking visual picture or anything of the world until a good year or a year and a half. Like, we had no idea what any of this stuff would look like. Decentraland, you couldn't even play as a character for 2 years. A lot of these projects, even IMX, they were building the scaling solution for 1 or 2 years, right? A lot of these projects, 3 to 4 years later, the ones that continue building will be the giants of that era. So let me know what you're thinking. And again, thanks for joining me and supporting the Metakey when you get a chance. Remember, Metacrew, it doesn't have a check mark yet. Just make sure it's the right one. It is the one that is Metacrew, crew with a K. It doesn't have any dots at the end of it, so it's the one without any dots. It should say Metacrew at the end here, and it should have 390 ETH volume, showing some volume going on. If you want to get a Metakey, then this one is check marked, and yeah, you can just buy whichever one you want here. Do they all have differences? What's the reason you should get one or the other? Well, the premise of the Metakeys was that let's just get a certain artist or an art studio to develop one, and we'll just make them collector editions. So for example, if, you know, Artifact Studio end up becoming a big deal, then their Metakeys would go up more than the other ones. So that's sort of what's happened. Although there's much less supply for the first three. So what we've said is if you own the first three, then you are classified a Keymaster, and a Keymaster gets every future edition airdropped for free. So that's why these last three editions, these first three editions sort of have a higher floor price, and of course, the supply is much less compared to, say, this one, Edition 4. Edition 4 has 7,500. But we are looking at how to make this more of a collectible. Should we say that Edition 4, 5, and 6, if you have them, then you have a special status in New Ganymede or a special loot box drop every quarter. We are looking at ways to secure this and make this a big deal as well. Again, you know, we just keep growing and finding ways to make the project cooler and better. So, all right, guys, have fun. Hope you learned something. And again, let me know your thoughts.